All right, well, I'm pushing record. Got the
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, that was the worst one yet.
It's one of these days. We'll get it. Just,
One of these days.
So,
Well, hello, everybody. What is this, session number 4?
That's what I was just trying to think of. I believe, yes, this is episode 4.
Our old fucking boomer brains can't keep up. Well, your and my old boomer brains. Racker's still a young lad.
Yeah, my brain's still growing. I have an
It's
excuse.
true.
It's still swelling up.
He's got acquired knowledge. We're losing it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so last week we kind of had a downer session. So this one we're going to try to be more lighthearted.
Keep it nice and upbeat.
Yes, less dead animals, more happy springtime fun.
Yeah.
How are you guys enjoying the weather?
Well, I'm liking it. My allergies have kicked into overdrive. I mowed my lawn, and it was pretty miserable.
Yeah.
I have just had, torrential downpour for the past couple of weeks.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't sound bad to me.
I mean, it's not like I'm going outside anyway.
That's true, you need. It's kind of
Fuck the outdoors. There's nothing out there.
It's,
Nothing but sad shit, far as the eye can see.
It's true. But it's either been 80 degrees or raining out here. I imagine, what are you topping out? Like 60 up there in Idaho? Up in the north?
Like for highs?
Yeah.
No, man, it's been close to 80 degrees for our highs right now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm in the southern part of the state too, so it's more hot weather.
Oh, you're not towards that cold front of Canada?
No.
Northern
Oh
neighbor.
God. No, northern part of the state's definitely more moderate or more, agreeable. The southern part of the state is damn hot, actually. In the summer times, it gets to topping. It's usually mid 90s. In late July and August, we got a lot of triple degree
Ooh.
Fahrenheit weather days, and it's just dry and miserable. Yeah.
I guess that's the prime potato temperature.
I blame Donald Trump for the high temperatures. So we'll take this opportunity to say, fuck you, Orange Man.
But Orange loves the high temperatures. Now, is it also humid? Because, Georgia, man, that's... Of all the states I've been to, Georgia is 100% the worst for heat and humidity.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't doubt it. It's just the humidity. It feels like you're swimming in the air.
Yeah,
So I guess I learned to appreciate the drier climate, I guess. So, the dry air just gives me nosebleeds, but at least it's not the deep south. Not that there's anything wrong with the south.
South's all right.
No,
Arizona.
I like. I've been as far as Tennessee and stuff. I like the southern states fine.
Arizona
But
has the meme
the
of
humidity. Yeah.
The dry heat. It is actually a thing, so it is more enjoyable
Yeah.
than humid.
That's what we have up here in Idaho, in the southern part of Idaho. Like I said, 100 degree days,
Yep.
dry
Just
climate.
lifted 100.
Ugh. The
When
only
I
thing
was-
we don't have is an abundance of cacti like in Arizona.
I was up in California, and it sort of also has a dry heat rather than any humidity because I was close to the ocean. It'd be 103 or something degrees, and oddly enough, you don't feel the pressure of the humidity, it's all wet and around. But it would always just piss me off because I'd be sitting there and I'm just sweating, and I don't feel like I should be sweating. It's just so hot.
Yeah.
Whereas back when I lived in on the Northeast, and it was humid. It just felt like you were in this blanket of fog, adding 20 degrees to what would be a nice 80, 90 day.
That's the magic of the
environment.
high humidity. Yeah.
So I got a random question I'll tie in with that. Thacker, you can be sure to chime in as well, but I know you don't have control over this.
Yeah, Thacker, talk more.
Bibbidi bop.
Fucking got the show on our back right now, son.
Always.
What do you mean? I'm actually holding it up while you people do the easy way.
You're the only one out of the three of us that gets compliments on your voice, and we never hear you fucking talk, so...
You are the draw.
I think
look, if I
now
just
is
threw
the
the
time.
voice out willy-nilly, it wouldn't be special.
You're trying to make it a forced rarity.
It's like...
Yeah, it's a nice commodity.
It's like the shark in Jaws. They showed it less, so it was more in that case. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't like this whole complimenting Thacker thing.
You always got to keep them wanting more.
But, yeah, what's the temperature you keep your thermostat at for the summer?
70 degrees.
70.
I think it's like, yeah, around 70, maybe like 68.
You guys like it cold. I stick mine at 80.
Ugh. No way, man. I can't fall asleep in 80-degree nights.
I love the heat. Well, I much prefer being heat than being cold. That's why I moved down here.
Yeah, but if you have it cold, you can like put on a blanket and get cozy.
Yeah.
If it's already hot, you don't even need it.
See, that's the argument everyone always brings up is, oh, if you're cold, you just put on more clothes or something. But no, when you're...
Well, it's not even just put on more clothes to get warm. It's that comfort factor.
No.
They don't call it a comforter for no reason.
You still got your face and hands exposed.
I think
Face and why are your hands exposed
think-
and not underneath?
I think I have to agree with Thacker on this one. I've never had my sleep disrupted due to cold nights, but hot nights, oh man. If I can't get cool, I'm tossing and turning for hours.
I have had the reverse, but kind of extreme circumstances. But I mean, in the heat, sure, yeah, you can't put on clothes like you can in the winter, but you can take off clothes and you sweat, and then eventually your body gets used to it. That's the big thing. It takes about 2 weeks to get used to the heat, and then your body adjusts. But if you have
Maybe.
AC, it never does that because you're cycling between hot and cold, and you're just miserable forever.
You're only miserable half the time.
Well, you're miserable none of the time because you don't go outside. I like the warm, like the natural blanket of the sunlight on your skin while you're outside in the summer.
Ugh, natural light.
Oh,
Please, give me that artificial yellow glow.
vitamin D.
Ugh.
But the one time where it wasn't, I'm sure there's more than once, but the one that stands out the most, where I couldn't sleep because it was too cold, is while I was driving across country one of my many times, and I was doing it. Like a time trial sort of thing. I went coast to coast in 52 hours, so 2 days and 4 hours. That's including sleeping. And,
That sounds pretty fun.
So I was sleeping. Thanks. But I was sleeping in my car, and it was right before Thanksgiving, and I hit Colorado, hitting the mountain, hitting the Rockies. I'm trying to sleep at the bottom, and cars are actually not very well insulated. So even though I had like 8 blankets, I made out a whole nice space to lay down, I couldn't sleep. I would... first off, it wasn't actually very comfortable. I should have invested in a mattress or something. But then I would sleep in the driving seat, and every like hour or 2 hours, I'd just shake awake just because I was so cold.
Well, this story makes a whole lot more sense now that you say, well, I was in my car,
Yeah.
trying to sleep in my vehicle. Like, okay, well...
Yeah, but I had these huge heavy blankets.
Like, even hundreds of years ago, people had shelters that they could relatively keep warm in the winter. Like...
Well, we were a migratory tribe back in the day. Before teepees, what did we do?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
We got hairy.
It's true.
But it was a good experience, yeah, doing the bum rush.
Aside from the sleep deprivation, I suppose.
Yeah, I slept for a total of like 8 hours the entire trip. So I'd pull over, try to sleep for like 3 hours, wake up, and then just start driving
Keep at it. Yeah. I mean, that can work.
Apparently it worked enough. I didn't feel too...
I sort of did that.
What's that?
Just today, because I couldn't sleep. I woke up at like 4:30 and then just tried to sleep and couldn't, so I just got up and was off of like 4 hours of sleep. But I felt okay. Didn't have anything to do, really, so I kind of putzed around, got stuff cleaned up, and then, napped for a couple hours, and Yeah.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Then went into work.
Yeah. Well, no work for me. I'm taking...
Oh, that's right, yes.
Well, I'm coming back in on Friday, but I'm just taking a few days.
No, you also get
Because-
Mondays off because you're
Fuck
special.
work. That's... Yeah. I applied for a position internally, but I haven't heard anything yet. I don't know if I should be optimistic or not.
Would it be the same schedule? Just different stuff?
I don't know. It'd actually probably be a Monday through Friday deal. It's a sales coordinator position.
Oh.
So
So,
do a lot of the administrative work,
yeah, gone from the tech,
which is
tech to the sales.
which is kind of more my cup of tea anyway, like the admin stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
So you won't be interacting with people trying to sell them on your company's latest
Not as-
device?
Not as much, which I consider a pretty big benefit. So we'll see.
Yeah, see, I thought you were going straight into sales. Like, that's a weird jump for you.
No, I don't know if I could do sales. I don't
hate
know if I
sales.
have the kind of. I don't think I have the kind of people skills for it. I mean, I do fine in tech, but I don't have to. I don't have to sell people shit.
Yeah, you don't have an objective end goal. Sales is awful. I've done it for a little bit. But, yeah, it's... You're friendly, yeah, you make nice conversation, but then you got to bring it around to the sale, and like, oh, this
Ugh.
person's after something.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah, it was insurance too, so it wasn't
Well, I mean, yeah.
wasn't the best of sales. It's like, have you ever thought about what
entirely
you're gonna
different-
do when you die?
Yeah. So that life insurance there.
Why
Yeah,
not
I know.
prepare? I got to make my own hours. That was fun.
I think there's something to be said for the kind of skills you learn while you do it.
Yeah.
You start getting accustomed to rejection, at least. That's not a bad thing.
That is true. Get to read people's face of disgust.
Yeah. You get to read disgust pretty quick, and he's like,
Yeah.
there's disgust. I see it.
Time to backpedal. Time to bring it back before we try again. It's like fishing. You get that bite, and you don't
Yeah.
hook them.
You fail to hook them over and over and over.
Yep. So if you don't enjoy it, just stop, because it doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
But some people love it, and they're really good at it.
Yeah, well, it's lucrative if you're good at it.
Yeah, it is. I prefer more the, I mean, usually it's like one of those jobs people give a bad rep and say it's the worst ever, but, customer service isn't that bad, depending on the type of customer you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, retail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fuck retail.
Ooh, fuck the general public.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. I much prefer doing what I do now, where I'm actually working with, like, other business people, like actual storefronts and stuff. I don't know. I try to be as courteous as I can to people when I'm out in public, because it's so fucking ridiculous how poorly adults treat one another.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, everyone's wearing their mask.
Yeah.
So when I was doing cable tech, going to people's houses, they were always very welcoming, and we'd make up conversations and have small talk, and I enjoyed that part. And they rarely offered tips, but they'd always offer like food and drinks and
Dead ass? Oh, I'm sorry.
oh, if only.
No,
And you meet
never
some
quite so
people.
easy.
No, not quite. The funny thing is, and I know maybe I touched on this before, or maybe I was talking with someone else, but thing is, like, people, more often than not, they always seem to find their significant other through work, either as a coworker or someone they met through their work. Like, no one
God.
goes out to the bars anymore and picks up a barfly or anything. It's all the laziest I can be. Just give me someone nearby who I can tolerate enough.
I mean, that seems kind of defeatist. I don't know if I could ever do that, just because if the relationship ever goes wrong,
Yeah.
it's like, well, I still have to work with this person now. I mean, I guess not. I'd probably have to quit. Like, well, torpedoed this job. Time to go to
Yeah.
greener pastures. Here we go.
Time to go find a new lady at a new job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
probably
I've
is
never.
kind of just...
I can't say never. I have dated somebody that I worked with, but I mean that didn't go anywhere, so it's okay.
ended cordially enough.
Oh yeah, no, we were great. It was fine, but it was just like, eh. You know how it is. I mean, you know how it is when it just doesn't. You don't quite click.
Yeah, and you both kind of know
You're
it, so
just
you just like let it drop.
It's like, eh, it's all good.
We'll have a drink every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always been one of my pet peeves. I've always sworn I'd never date anyone at work. Always got to go out and find someone new.
Sometimes life comes at you. You never know.
That is true.
Everyone has their rules until life happens, and you're like, well, fuck me.
Yeah, life makes its own rules.
Yeah.
No matter what you think, like, I'm going to be a neat forever. Nope. Life will come at you.
No, sir. Mm-hmm.
Come on, 20 more years.
Well, I'm starting to see it now, but like ageism is really a thing. You start losing marketability pretty quick if you get too old.
Oh, God.
You gotta jump in now while you're young, get that experience. So when you're old, you have a job.
Yeah. Or at the very least, invest enough to where when you're old, it doesn't matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now I'll get to be a NEET for real in retirement.
Yeah, when I'm 80.
That's going to be my goal. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if you think I'm too old. I don't need your shitty-ass jobs anymore.
That's always the dream. You retire, you become a NEET. You go full circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start
Sometimes people just get there quicker than others.
Yep.
Lucky fucks.
And then you get older and older, and you start crapping your pants, and you truly go full circle.
Yeah. That's always been a goal of mine, though, to not have to... I don't know. I do not want to work for as long as people say that you have to work. Like, retiring at, like, age 60-something,
62,
fuck that,
yeah.
man. Nah.
Or 67. Hell
no. Want to at least cut that time down by 20 years.
Yeah, that would be
if
nice.
Not more.
Let's get there pretty quick, though.
Yeah.
Of course, the problem is people, like, I think the average home loan is 30 years, so that's a big investment. Theoretically, you can pay it off early, but, you know, people saving money, not the easiest.
Yeah. We could turn this into the home mortgage podcast about, like, the pros and cons of buying.
No, we don't want to go into the depression again.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I finally got to do my first online payment. I got the credentials for that and the website and all that good shit. So now I can make early payments if I want to.
As long as you keep enough money in the bank. Gotta keep just a little bit, just in case that safety net of getting injured.
Yeah. Gonna have that emergency fund build back up, that war chest going.
And then splurge on a $3,000 racing sim setup.
Have just enough so when I have my midlife crisis, I can buy whatever things I need to not be in a crisis anymore.
A brand new car.
Yeah, I'm preparing. I'm thinking ahead for the future. Oh, shit.
Well, here we go. What is, if you could have any car, what's your dream car?
My dream car?
Yeah.
Shit, you know what? I've never been a car guy, really.
I've not either, but I have one, and I'll forever have this one. When I was, it's in elementary school, during one of those, like, book fair things, where you get to, like, it's basically a little library store where you get one book for free, and you can buy more books if you want to encourage people to read. And they always had the poster racks. And I've never been into cars, but I saw this one. Black Lamborghini Diablo. I think it was a 79 with the V-swing doors. Bought that poster for $250 back in the early 90s. That was maybe $3-4 now, but hung it up on the wall. Looked at it every day. That is my dream car. A Lamborghini Diablo T-top.
Would be a nice car.
Yeah, about $250,000 these days. I think, which is heavily used.
Costs a significant portion more than my house.
Mm-hmm. But then if you want a new one, you're looking at $1 million plus.
Oh my god. I mean, and that's with today's real estate prices.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Why
I can't-
don't you have a cheap dream car?
I can't even fathom. I mean,
It's not
if
the
you
point of a
if you
dream
have the
car.
money, yeah, the point of a dream car is it's a dream. Hang on, lads, I'll be right back. I need to go grab my phone.
All right. So go to Tracker. What's your dream car?
I'm not a car guy.
Yeah. No one's.
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
If it drives, it's okay.
Look, that's the motto I live by. But if you could have any car,
Any car.
would you go?
Okay,
All right, we
I'm
can
back.
break it into sort of like genres, I suppose, or type. Would you get a super fast supercar, a big fancy long Hummer or limo, or just a little old school 1960s, 1970s muscle car?
I mean, I don't drive fast. I drive the speed limit, maybe even 5 over if I'm feeling crazy.
So maybe a nice little a Civic, a souped up Civic, just cruise around in.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty generic car.
It is pretty generic, that is true. It's very achievable too.
Ooh,
That could be your first car.
my first car.
I was expecting you to say you already had a first car.
Well, my family, it's a family of 4 and we have 3 cars to kind of juggle around.
I'm familiar with that situation. So what about you, Wilkie? You got any thoughts on your dream car?
No, I've never really been much of a car guy. Mine has just been as long as it looks kind of cool and sporty.
Okay.
I'm good with most things. I don't even have a cool sporty car right now, but if I were to have a better one, whenever I bump up, I'll have to look into it more, honestly. At this point in my life, I kind of like Toyota stuff just because it's super reliable and fairly high gas mileage. Yeah,
It's a good-
it's
that's-
not like
Responsible
not
adult.
super cool. Yeah.
Good for hauling.
Oh god, before I was driving this, I have a Toyota Yaris that I drive right now, a little 2014. It looks like an abomination on wheels. You know, not even sporty, just looks like kind of like an actual bug car, you know.
Yeah, it's not
But,
a hatchback, is it?
Uh
I hate those things.
it is a hatchback
Oh,
actually.
that's awful.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's free and clear and I own it and I don't pay payments on it, so it's okay. But before that, I was actually driving a minivan
Oh shit, really?
because I was so broke. It was a gift from my parents. They
You got mom's minivan.
gifted me. Yeah, because it was so old and they didn't need it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if they'd get nothing if they recycled it or sold it, so
Yeah. Which was kind of them, but I'm still happy to have this car because I'm not driving a minivan around as a single guy anymore.
you wanna yeah, that is kind of sad. But you want to hear something even sadder?
What's sadder?
Let's see. I had in California, my friend gifted me his old car, which was he got from his parents and eventually bought off them, but it was so beat up. It was a Saturn SC 1989, might even been 1999, but it had all sorts of stuff wrong with it. The interior's pulling down, ripping off the top, and the engine needed work. The exhaust pipe would pop off every once in a while, so I took decent good care of it while I had it for the 2+ years. But when
Yeah.
I got my current car, I bought off my cousin for only $500. Great car. It's got me cross country at least 3 times, so it's still
Nice.
reliable. Honda Pilot. But so I had 2 cars. I was no longer going to live in California, so I was getting ready to move. I was only going to keep the one good car. So they have sort of like a program for cash for clunkers in California where they'll give you up to $2,000 to turn in your car and get it off the road for carbon emission reasons. And it's a list that fills up really quick. So I got on it. I got a letter. Said I need to do a test. I eventually get the smog tests. But by that point of like a month or 2, they were out. Couldn't do it anymore. They ran out of money. The list was full. So I had to get rid of this car somehow. I wasn't going to sell it. So I had it scrapped. They'd come out, they would tow it away.
Mm-hmm.
And all totaled, I got for that car. Guess how much I got for that car? Scrapping the car.
300. I don't actually know.
A clean 230.
All right, I scrapped it for scrap metal, an entire car, and I got $25.
Oh my god, really?
$25.
I was gonna say $20 is a meme, but I would have been really close.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a solid 50, but then Wilkie's like 350. I said, "Oh man, is that how much the scrap stuff
Yes.
goes for?" Oh, but I
That
curb it
was
down.
from my completely uninformed view. I had no clue.
Yeah, I should have known that the guy who said I'm not a car guy might not have known.
Yeah.
What scraps go for.
Well, you'd think I'd be what? Because I checked the weight versus scrap metal and the scrap metal prices. But I mean, they kind of do factor in the towing service, which is about $100. Like I was telling them, if I just drove it down there myself and gave you the key, can you just throw me an extra $50? Like, no, you have to have it towed. You're getting $25 for it. I called around, I
Right.
shopped around trying to get a better price. Nope, couldn't sell that car for anything.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, I sold/scrapped the car for $25.
Yeah, that minivan that I had, I'm actually not sure what happened to it. I basically gave it away to a friend of mine. He was my roommate at the time, and
Sounds familiar.
I mean, it was so shitty and beat up. The transmission was having issues. Like one of the rear lights was missing. Like it made a weird noise when you drove it. It was this car was so fucked up.
But not dead yet.
Right. I would have only gotten like $300 for trade-in.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't sell it private. Like nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
I tried, like, even lowering the price. So I was like, well, fuck me. I guess I'll just, here, bud. You need a vehicle, and $300 doesn't really matter much to me. So here, just have it. But it was so shitty. I think he ultimately abandoned it at the
just abandoned
at the apartment complex that
man.
we used to live at. Yeah, so it probably got towed or something. I have no clue. It was out of my name at that point. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, you don't care.
It's his problem now,
Yep.
or it was his problem.
It's the same reason.
To this day, I don't exactly. Yeah. As far as my parents know, that he still had it, and I didn't have the heart to tell him. Yeah, I think he abandoned it or something.
Could at least got $25 for it.
Yeah. Maybe in 10 years I'll tell my mom and dad that.
Yeah. I've been to some, even in nice apartments, there's always abandoned cars in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever wanted to go scrounging around, you could probably. I always was tempted. I'd see that abandoned car. I knew it was abandoned. It's got tickets on it. And it was one of those cases where they
always know.
Taped saran wrap over the window because the window was busted. I love those.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like it'd be so easy to just go in there, see what they got.
Or they have like the red transparent tape so it can kind of keep the rear lights looking red, even though they've been busted out, The actual plastic, whatever, frame had been busted out, yeah.
You'll do all sorts of tricks with cars just to get to run a little bit longer. Which my maintenance light just came on. I gotta get that checked out. I know the compressor for the AC has never worked. Been busted. The compressor itself died, but it was just not cycling air. It needed to be refilled with refrigerant, so we did that. But now, then the engine the fan of the compressor just completely died, so I gotta get that replaced for like $150, and then labor. Have them check the fuel lines. It's something I'm not looking forward to, so I'm driving it around just listening to the funny noises it makes.
Yeah.
Get to it eventually.
Thacker's sitting here like, I don't drive a car, so...
I haven't driven a car in 3 months.
What?
I feel like we keep switching the topics that Thacker isn't able to chime in on. He's like,
Well, no, that's been like the podcast since day one.
Yeah, I kind of get that, but it's also good information for him.
Yeah.
As a young child.
All right, Thacker, what can we talk about now?
I mean, we'd have to talk about like Pokemon or something to get in.
Pokemon. There's something I haven't been into for many years. I only was familiar with Generation 1.
Yep, stopped at yellow.
Me too. I don't know any of the new ones. Kids with their
Yeah,
however
but
many
the new
hundreds
ones
and
are
hundreds. How many Pokemon are there in total now? Anybody who's listening to
have
this,
to have
please
hit 4
email me and
digits.
tell me.
It can't be
We
four
could,
digits.
we could look it up right now.
It can't be 4 digits. I mean, 350
It's
maybe?
got to be 4 digits.
So I think
It's a lot.
the next gen, they upped it to 250. And I guess they just kept it doing 100.
A meager 807.
See, that's not... Damn, that's a lot.
Ooh. Oh, it's still under.
It is under 4 digits, but that is close.
It's
Yeah.
getting there.
Damn.
Like you with
That's a lot of Pokemon to remember.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I loved remembering all 151, but 152 if you want to get technical. But how do you keep track of 800? How do you look back and say,
I don't.
Probably just have their favorites.
boy, I love Kangaskhan, and then everyone knows what you're talking about? Or boy, Marowak was cool. It's like, oh, I remember that guy. And they're like, oh yeah, that cow Pokemon, yeah, that one was cool.
Tauros or whatever?
No, I'm referring to the next gen one.
Oh.
See,
Oh.
you're on the right track,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like Miltank or something like that.
Yeah, alright.
And they just started completely giving up on the names. Yeah.
This next Pokemon is called your mom. Wow.
It's
That's kind of rude.
so successful, which is good and bad, but I mean, as an old man, I hate it, but it's good for them. They made a good IP.
I agree. Fuck things that get popular. I don't know. Fuck things that other people like in general.
Back in my day.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess there's a fine line between hipster and grumpy old man.
Yeah.
Because you don't like what's popular.
The lines on your face, that's the only
Yeah,
difference.
there you go.
The gray in your hair and the lines on your face. The crow's feet that appear on either sides of your eyes. This is a big difference. But that's okay. It happens. Oh!
Oh.
Sorry, lads. As we were recording this, I'm playing an archer in Mordhau.
I figured you were playing Warhol, but Archer.
It helps me think, actually.
You're a disgusting degenerate.
Yeah, I know.
Playing a range class in a melee game.
Dude,
How do you live with
archery is way too fun in this game.
yourself?
It has a thing where, like, you do the arrow wind up in the preparation, so you have to take a few seconds before your character really aims properly. And then there's only a couple seconds a window before his arm starts getting tired and the reticule starts quivering, and then eventually he has to stop and take a couple seconds. It's good stuff.
Take a breather.
Yes, you can't just be like holding down the arrow forever.
Just go full Galactic Brain and do crossbow.
And there's a perk where if you shoot somebody that's also has a bow, it's like basically an insta kill. So you one shot other
Like
archers.
counter-sniper.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's my jam. If there's archers on the enemy team, you better believe I'm hunting every one of them down.
Free kills.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. That's my Mordhau story for this week. Did you know that I've got another gopher in my backyard?
Already?
A second one? Yeah.
Is it the second one that you thought there might have been two, or is it a replacement from the first?
Oh, it's like not even a replacement. He's in a different part of the yard. And he's crafty. He's got like a +1 to trap disarming.
He hasn't
So
fallen for it yet.
No, it's not that he hasn't fallen for it. It's either I haven't dug deep enough, or I just keep catching him on the wrong side. So, we'll keep working on it. But no success stories there yet.
No gruesome deaths to report.
No gruesome deaths yet. I'm hoping this next one, when we finally catch him, it's a quick one. I don't like having to perform the coup de grace,
Yeah. And you'd like to have it over before tonight.
Well, I don't think I will.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Maybe she can help.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's see, Dracker, what do you got? What's a topic you can throw out there?
It's a topic I know.
I mean, you remember you telling me something like you were trying to dig up some D&D stories.
Oh,
I could
yeah,
give
yeah,
some
yeah.
D&D stories.
We can talk about D&D stories.
Alright, let's see. I'm gonna have to put down the tablet for this one.
Are we doodling smart?
I'm just
Fucking
doodling.
Guess I'm the only one that just watches an Audacity bar peek up and down.
I have that on the second monitor, as second monitor,
But
Master
that's all I
Race.
have to look at. If I play games or
Alright,
something,
let's
it'll be too loud.
D&D. I could tell you the story of the, most glorious character, Angel.
Sounds stereotypical. Let's go.
So, what happened was, we mostly playing 3.5. We started doing 5e, but every time we did a 5e meet, it was just, like, it led up to a big campaign. It's like, alright, here we go, we got this big story, and we'd only ever do one meet. So eventually I got tired of making characters and their backstories, and I thought, man, this is... You can't just lead me up to a campaign and then say, alright, that's it. So, I made a character. A bit of a spiteful character. His name was Angel. He wore black, a black hood, a skull mask.
Uh-oh.
And just got to play the ultimate edgelord.
Amazing.
It was pretty good, and this story would be the second time I used him, because anytime I smelled a 5e one-off, I'd say, alright, we just roll up Angel.
Yep, busting out the Angel.
He has 2-hand crossbows.
Oh, no!
And he is ready to go.
He was like the demon hunter in Diablo 3.
Yes.
He's the Drizzt meets that Overwatch character. I can't remember. Reaper, yeah.
Oh yeah, the Reaper. Duh.
Yeah. So the second meet, it started off. We had, I think, 4 player characters in the DMPC. Let's see. So first off, you had Violet, pretty generic character. She was a halfling paladin, worshipped Palor, the god of light.
As you do.
Pretty straight lace. You had Burglor, the half-orc. He was a stunted half-orc, so he's only like 4 feet tall.
Wasn't the
and
thief?
he was a rogue.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, he was a thief.
Burglar, yeah.
He makes me think of the Hamburglar.
Yeah. You had Periwinkle, who was essentially Skeletor.
Oh, nice.
And he was a necromancer.
Did you do the voice? Meh.
Of course he did the voice.
You'll pay for
Gotta
this,
have your high-pitched
He-Man.
necromancer.
Nice.
You bumbling buffoons.
I
Good
love
stuff. And then you had the DMPC, who was Bartleby. He was just a, old man hiring the party for whatever the Bartleby wanted.
But he didn't actually fight, did he?
He did not actually fight.
Because that DMPC fills me with worry.
So, I'm not there for the first meet. I think I was doing like a rehearsal or something for, I don't know, musical in high school or something. But I get in the second meet. And immediately just hit the ground running with the entrance. So, Bartleby takes the party to the beach. He's explaining what he wants to do. There's like some magical artifact taken by the Kenku, the crow people who live in the woods. And he's like, let's go and get this back. I kind of want this. Bartleby is a wizard, of course. And as they're walking on the beach, they see a coffin in the distance going up to the shore. Slowly but surely, it makes its way. They start looking at it. It's like, what the hell is this doing here? It kicks open, and Angel comes out. He looks at Periwinkle. Nice mask. Thank you. You're not so bad yourself, buddy. And with that, Angel is just, arbitrarily in the party.
Nice.
I was like, for 1,000
Classic.
years,
You seem trustworthy. Would you like to join us? Yeah.
Yes. So, we start walking. We start going to the woods, and there's a city by the woods. And recently, the lore of the campaign is like some empire won a war and took over a bunch of land, so they're like taking over these cities and whatnot, establishing their rule. So we go to the city and we're like, alright, we'll stay at the inn here for a night, and then we'll go to the woods, take the Genku, get the artifact, it'll be great, it'll be swell. So we start to approach the city, the guards are outside, and Angel decides he's going to talk to him. Excuse me, I know there's a new rule and everything. Tell me, is the murdering of innocents still illegal? The guard gives him an uncomfortable stare. Oh, I'm not asking for myself, I'm asking for my friend back there, and he points at Periwinkle in the distance. What? The guard just, furrows his brow. Yes, I'm afraid murdering innocent people is still very illegal, and I'm going to have to ask that you and your friend stay out. Figures. So Angel goes back to Periwinkle. Well, I'm afraid they won't let us in. Why not? What were you talking about? Nothing, I was just making some nice conversation, and he apparently doesn't like us. Maybe it's our masks. Okay, that's a little weird. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get some vengeance. Oh, seems a little deep. Oh, one thing to note about Periwinkle is he carries around a wagon full of corpses, because he's not high enough level to raise corpses yet.
He's saving them for later.
But he's gonna, when the time comes,
he's gonna have his army ready.
He'll be prepared.
So, Periwinkle has a tent, we set it up, we start sleeping, and we sneak into the city at night. Now, we break into the tavern where the party is staying. It's like, alright, fellas, what have you got planned? What do you mean, planned? What? Come on, they didn't let us in. We have to do something. What? You know, take out all the guards, take out all the civilians, maybe the women and children. We can spray their blood on the walls to send a message. Oh, no, here, you can stay in my room, just, don't do anything.
Yeah, none of
Angel
that
knocks
stuff.
down a vase on the shelf. Well, I'll take what I can get.
Very easily appeased.
He's still plotting. So they wake up. Angel has to curb his senses of just killing everyone. And they go to the woods. They go to the woods, fight Kenkus and whatnot. Angel has a grand old time murdering them all. And this, we start to gather once we're done, and this creates the pinnacle of the Angel. He walks up to the old man, and it's been established that Angel does not wash blood off of him, so he doesn't smell very good. And the old man's just talking, he's like, geez, I thought old men were supposed to be wise, not blabbering on about some stupid artifact. Oh, back in my day, youngins knew how to bathe. I'll bathe in your blood, old man. And the party didn't think much of this, Angel being edgy, whatever. So we start moving, and Bartleby takes the artifact, we start heading back to the city. And I start rolling stealth checks. I fumble them horribly, rolling like 2s. But nobody cares because Angel's supposed to be a part of the party. Of course he's walking behind everyone.
Stumbling it. Trying to sneak into a bush.
Darting from tree to tree and whatnot. Now, what they don't see, because they stop looking back at me, they don't really care. What they don't see is I've readied the crossbows, and I aim at Bartleby. Here's where it ends. He fires off both the shots. One of them just hits a tree, just rolled a 1. The other of which hits, and as it turned out, Bartleby was like a level 1 wizard. Because he only had 12 health. So the arrow, the bolt instantly kills him. I'm like, one shot, one kill.
Actually 2, but okay.
Yeah. And then he falls to the ground. Everyone starts like, what the Angel? Another corpse for the collection, Periwinkle. What? No! Why would you do this? Violet tackles Angel to the ground. The sword starts shining with Palor's light, ready to smite him down. Wait, hold on a moment. No, I can't let you live. No, wait. I can change. She's pretty skeptical. I don't know if I can trust you, Angel. You always talk about killing innocents, and you killed Bartleby in cold blood. Why? He said I was smelly. You are! You're all the same. So at this point, Angel has not made a good case for himself. So I go to the most drastic thing I can do. For the first Angel, never took off his mask. Neither is the second Angel. I decide now is the time. He takes off the mask, and he is like some edgy 17-year-old. With greasy hair covering one of his eyes. Please, look in on the inside. Now, killing party members, like killing a DMPC is pretty bad, but killing your fellow party member, a little PvP, is pretty taboo. So while Angel had no reason to be left alive, they're like, okay, fine. Puts back on the mask. Good.
Give you a shot.
But then Violet, cuffs him with some manacles. It's like, you're not gonna, get free reign. So I start walking back, and they realize, after about 15 minutes of walking, oh shit, we didn't pick up the artifact off of Bartleby's corpse. So, Burglor and Periwinkle start arguing. Periwinkle's like, I'm the magic user, why shouldn't I have it? Well, I can use magic devices. I have that ability. No! It fires like a ray of frost or something. I need it. No, I need it. They're just in a heated argument, and the angel stops them. Now, fellas. Taylor wouldn't accept this kind of infighting. Very good, Angel.
I thought you were going to say, I killed him, I get it.
That would have been really good, but no. I had to start buttering up the violet to get out of the cuffs. And unfortunately, that's where it left. We never had another meet after that. As it turns out, the DM did not like the fact he did not have a DM PC. Later on, he would run this same campaign with another group of his friends, his like Mormon buddies. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh shoot, what am I going to do when the DM PC dies? Oh wait. Angel killed him.
Man, I've been playing D&D all wrong.
You're not killing off your DM PC the moment you can?
Session 1.
No. I mean, I'm playing a rogue and everything, but he's not that he's not that much of a force of nature, I suppose.
What class even was Angel?
Angel was a fighter.
It wasn't a rogue.
Alright.
Solely just so I could have, like, all the
weapons,
combat hand crossbow feats, yeah. Fighters are an underrated class in D&D.
It's not that they're underrated, it's just that they're so generic.
Well, yeah, but they're not, like, generic gameplay-wise, but however, you can just mold them into anything. Like, you don't need to make a paladin to have, like, a worshipping fighter. You could have a fighter who's just very devout.
True, but fighters for people who want to roll dice to hit things, and then after that, they No.
Like, it just frees you up to any role-playing you want. The world is your oyster.
You're playing with some very different people.
Yeah, we don't play D&D for the combat, for the most part.
Just for the NPC killing. No, it sounds hilarious. I'd have a grand old time.
Usually I'm not playing Angel.
But sometimes...
when it's a 5e game.
Very rarely. It has to seem like a 5e game that isn't going to last. But,
Your self-fulfilling prophecy. It won't last, because I'm going to kill the DMPC.
I'll make sure it doesn't last. But
put the DM on tilt.
We never got more to that
killing my
story.
characters.
However, the group was really excited if there was going to be an Angel redemption arc.
Which
I'm not opposed to. However, I was not planning on it. The moment you let Angel free.
Yeah, it was a farce.
I can just imagine them getting to some temple. It's like, oh, there's the only crossbow there's a St. Pete. Oh, yes. Here it is. Angel, I think you should have this. You've come a long way. Indeed. Punk kills Violet.
Yeah, right away.
But nah, he could have been redeemed.
He's only 17.
Would have been something. The other one, I'd like to, like, type these out. The other one was a campaign I ran called Roomies, where there was essentially zero combat. It was just the party living in the city. The only thing that bound them together was, it's hard to get some nice housing in the city, so they were all crammed in, like, the same apartment.
So you turned D&D into an episode of Friends.
Pretty much. Except they didn't even hang out all that much. It was pretty cool how it ran. Because I'd have them, like, do whatever they wanted for the day. So we had, like, a sorcerer who went to, like, magic college or whatever. An alchemist who really wanted to take over the world, so he's trying to get in with the court wizard. And you had this kind of siren-type character who also wanted to take over the world, but she decided she would, like, go to some, like, low-rate tavern and just, like, mind control everyone.
Dreaming big.
So, yeah, they would do different things. However, they would collide, and it would happen just naturally.
They had to sleep sometime, and they all come home. What's for dinner?
Well, every single day would end with the dinner table. When they would all sit down and share a meal, talk about their day. But now the forces would collide quite a bit. I'll have to type that one out. Get that day by day. It had some really good antics. And possibly my favorite D&D character, my DMPC. See if I can find a picture of him.
We can plan that out for next week.
Yeah,
About-
I don't have nearly as many in-depth stories. There was one where I got into way too much trouble as a low intelligence rogue. He I don't remember exactly what he did to cause trouble, but he ended up getting chased through town by a few paladins, and he lost his clothing along the way. Got thrown into
Just
prison.
ran around naked.
Yeah.
But
No, normal stuff.
yeah, normal rogue things.
Normal low IQ shenanigans.
If your rogue's not wanted, you're not doing it right.
I had the opposite, where I had like a high IQ barbarian for a one-off.
Why?
Because I wanted to make like this orcish barbarian, but I wanted him to be nice and civilized.
He needs to have at least really funny banter if he's fighting
it was good
monsters
stuff.
too. Yeah. Get the high
So his
IQ
name
for
was
the bands.
Rubtar. And he would go to crowds of people. He was a full orc too, not a half orc. So people would generally just be like, "Oh, Jesus, an orc's here!" And it was like, "Oh, all right, calm down. I'm civilized. I know big words. Expedite."
Prestidigitation.
And they'd be like, okay, prestidigitation. Now, that's a spell in D&D. Who doesn't know prestidigitation?
Good point.
Orcs.
Boy, when you put it that way.
I guess you're all right.
Yeah, you can expedite stuff.
He needed a reason to berserk.
Of course.
Did he go into a diatribe before he berserked? Stand against everything I stood.
No. We only had like one thing of combat, and it was very quick.
I'm not sure if your sessions are boring or great.
Depends on the session. That session was pretty good. I forget the details of it, but Grubtar and a wizard went on some wild antics to try and get something from a enchanting shop. I think they wanted to enchant like some clothing or something with some stupid like, transforming little polymorph thing to it.
But how do you make money if you don't punch things? How do you afford these?
We had some setup where Grubtar would go in and start acting, and then they would wow him with a silent image. I think it may have been a voiced image even. It's a spell to like conjure up basically a hologram. Mm-hmm. And eventually they convinced him. He's like, well, this is like this little moment kind of, well, you know what? Oh, jeez, how could I deny you any longer? Sure, you can have the enchantment. On me, friends. Thank you.
That's a hell of a charisma roll.
Thank you. It was... we probably spent like 30 minutes on it.
You're a unique group.
Yeah, I should get them to like writing down what happens in these campaigns.
They make good stories on their own.
They do. That's one of the big draws of D&D. I'm not a fan of the combat either. I'm more of the stories that happen.
Nah, it's all about the shared storytelling.
Do your campaigns
Seeing
have...
the group will do
Did
it.
any of your campaigns have that guy? Or maybe Thracker was that guy
Yeah,
in those
I
campaigns.
know. I have a that guy story.
Angel was
Yeah?
that guy for sure, but
No, Angel. Well, Angel
No,
was,
it's less
he
the
was
player.
polarizing.
It's less-
Half the people loved him, half the people hated him.
It's less the
the character,
but more the
yeah.
player.
Yeah, another player does it. I have a that guy story.
Okay.
That'll take a little bit though.
Oh,
Maybe
does it?
for
You might have
another
to save
time.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Give you that guy in roomies another time. I have one more short one. This was from a module. It's like some Underdark module. And our party was like, we started off in prison from the Drow. So we were just sitting around in cells being forced to go around and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And we planned an escape. And it was a stupid escape. I like this module, mainly because it didn't play like, a lot of modules are scripted, so most of our campaigns are, thought up ourselves. Mm-hmm. But this one came from a module. I don't know how he intended for us to try and escape, but our plan was a very smart one. So my character was a little gnome named Kimsey, and she was a pacifistic cleric. Not too crazy of an idea, but you can do some fun stuff with that.
A peller, right?
Some nice funny moments. And we had the group, and we were in the cafeteria area, and the prisoners were being made to sing in a choir for the jailer's amusement. And there's this big orc NPC. I forget his name. We'll just call him like Krog or something. And We got him really excited. I wasn't there when they planned it was Krog. Like, my character wasn't with them. But they said, all right, Krog, what's going to happen is we're going to be in the choir. We're going to count down from 10. And when we get to, like, 0, I want you to just, like, sprint dead on at the head guard and do whatever you can to disrupt them, all right? And we're just gonna clobber them. We're gonna beat them all up, and then we're gonna get out of here. Krog's like, yes. And we got the rest of the prisoners, most of the prisoners in on it. No one snitched or anything. And when Kimsey caught wind of it, she's like, no, wait, hold on. You can't just attack they have swords. Yeah, but they put them up when they eat. They can go get them. Yeah, but we'll stop them. Oh, no, we could talk to them. No.
Talk to them.
Yeah, come on.
They're drow.
There's gotta be more. There's gotta be a better way to go about this than, sending Krog at them. I think Krog's our best option. No. So we get in the choir, they start counting down. The PC that was taking charge started talking. He's like, all right, 10, 9, 8. And then I was like, 7, 4, 9, 10, 0. And then Krog just screams, 0! And just starts sprinting at that, rips off his pants as he does this. You have the big orcish schlong just helicoptering around as he's in this sprint.
Extra distracting.
The guards don't know what to do about this, and then the PC is leading this just turns to the rest of the people who are just looking in despair as they see Krog charging him, fully nude. And then he's like, all right, fellas, let's make our leave.
Yeah, time to go.
So we just left Krog, so we started going, looking for an exit. We couldn't find one, so we're like, oh, shit. But there's always been this, like, big waterfall we've always walked by. We're like halfway down the waterfall, so it's like kind of like a wall of water, essentially, looking at it. And it's like, well, let's hope we live, fellas.
Not a terrible idea, but okay.
Well, terrible idea. However, it wasn't that long a fall. I think it's like 150 feet. And going into water, we lived. I think one person died, landed on a rock, but that was an NPC. The NPCs has some good personalities to them. He had like this wacky mushroom guy.
Mushroom how?
And a couple of others.
Actually a mushroom person?
Actually just a mushroom person.
Mushroom lad.
That's very Final Fantasy, yes.
Some good old telepathy.
As all mushrooms do.
We landed in the water. And it was shaping up to be a really cool campaign. Especially, Kimsey was like just built for this, because it's like, alright, we're in survivalist mode. And the water was not good, but I was like, ooh, I have some good old, purify water. I was like, ooh. And, also had a little bit of, I think, Goodberry or some other spell.
Yeah.
We'll just conjure up some food.
OP spell.
So it's like, alright. Here we go. Survivalist mode, easy
Yep,
peasy.
pretty much. It's just camping.
Basically just became the team mom. But unfortunately, that turned out to be a one-shot as well. Just like 3.5 mates will always go into a campaign. We rarely have one-shots with those, but 5e, it's just like doomed to be a 1.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Is it a different group of people you have to get together?
It's the same group.
It's the...
I don't know why it is, because we found like 3 different DMs for 5e stuff. Like, we don't have a single DM in our group. Like, I've DM'd some campaigns, other guys have DM'd campaigns. But even the guys who campaign, long 3.5 stuff, you get to 5e and it just falls apart.
Weird. You do 5e, don't you, Wilkie?
We do 5th edition, yeah, 5e.
How long's that been running?
God, 27 sessions?
Damn.
We're gonna, I think it's either 27 or 28. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. We're doing like this kind of side quest right now. Like our main quest almost feels like a Zelda game or something. Like we're trying to put pieces together of an artifact called the Omega. We found 2 of them, I think, so far. There's like 7 in total. We're doing like the shit leading up to finding another one or something. Somehow involves a group of assassins. It's good shit.
See, that's what you gotta do. You gotta get all your buddies online and stream, and then you'll finish a 50.
Well, that's what that's how we do it, is stream it.
How big's your group?
So
Yeah,
got
the
people
pressure of that
6,
one
don't you?
guy who wanders in the chat.
It's a 6-party. Yeah.
I've caught bits and
We had-
pieces. Haven't followed it fully.
Yeah.
D&D, it's having a resurgence. I'm happy for it. I've never truly played it, but I've always liked it from a distance as a spectator. Unless you count.
Yeah, I've
like,
never.
Neverwinter as a playing it.
I don't know the game well enough to do any of my own campaigns like DM. I just don't have the knowledge or the resources like the player's handbooks and stuff. But
You can find PDFs online.
I suppose it's true.
I was really lucky where I was in like the first meet or whatever where we spent like 4 hours on character creation
Oh, nice.
as we just flipped through pages.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the most fun.
I was talking. I was that guy in high school who would talk more with the teachers than I would with the students. So I was talking to my algebra teacher, and we were chatting it up. I mentioned D&D, and he's like, "Oh, D&D, I haven't played that in a while. I have a lot of books left over if you want them." I said, "Well, yeah, that sounds great." So the next day, he just brings in this like 15 books. I'm like, Player's Handbook, DM's Guide, Monster Manual 2, even. The
Monster Manual
Draconomicon, the Complete Warrior.
The second Monster Manual is like the Edgelord. Not Edgelord, but like the stuff made of nightmares Monster Manual. That's some creepy shit in it.
Yeah, you got
I
some
remember.
creepy shit. You got some weird, mostly just weird shit. Like, I remember the first monster was in the Monster Manual 2 was like some unborn god fetus.
It's
And it was just like
stuff.
this decaying fetus with an umbilical cord just floating about.
It's weird. I love the illustrations in it, but it's creepy stuff.
The illustrations
Yeah.
are the best part.
Yeah.
That's the what's that guy's name? The guy who did Cthulhu. Yeah, that's
Lovecraft?
the Lovecraftian Monster Guide.
Yes, that's a perfect way to describe it. All kinds of weird
Yeah.
Lovecraftian shit in it. I think.
Like, I remember one was just like this like clump of wings just scattered about, flying rapidly. And it's like, oh yeah, this is what happens when like a god of the wind dies or something. This will just appear somewhere in the world.
Dark. Well, we have done our hour. Filled it out with some D&D stories.
We do have the quota.
We'll have
They were better than I thought they would be. That was fun.
Yeah, we'll have to do some more, but we can't become the D&D chat.
No.
No. I only have like 2 more good stories.
We don't have the content for that. Not yet. Maybe when Wookie starts
Just
hosting
need to
his
transition into a D&D
Yeah.
podcast.
When Wookie starts DMing his own games, we'll pop in and then we'll just talk about that all game.
There we go. I'll do my homework.
Yeah, that's episode 4. That's a wrap. We'll catch you next week. And I'm going to try to actually set a deadline, have these things edited and out by Wednesday.
How many episodes are up?
2. Soon to be 3.
All right.
It's not like I only did the 1, but yeah, I'll do 3 tonight. Hey, I'm going to try to have an episode up on Wednesdays so it can be a weekly thing and people can regularly check it without having to be like, oh, this was neat. I wonder when they'll upload again.
Yeah.
Help with retention.
It's very important. Retention rates, you don't have it, you don't have nothing.
That's right.
How we're gonna make money if they don't keep listening?
People are lazy. They're not going to check every once in a while. You got to have a schedule so they know.
Mhm.
When are we starting the daily podcast?
Never.
Oh, God.
I'm too busy for a daily podcast.
I think if you try to do... Yeah. I guess that's what a radio show is, though. I was thinking, like,
Oh,
who
yeah.
does a daily podcast? Oh, I guess people on radio do that.
I get on a tangent about radio shows. Oh, they're pissing me off, but we'll say that for another
You
time.
don't...
Pissing you
It's
off.
one of those
Hold
things
on,
where
that's
you-
a story.
Yeah, we'll have to come back
You
to
don't-
it. I will be pissed off next week. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things, it's like... You never realize how hard this is until you actually try to do it. I can't imagine, like, trying to fill
3 hours
a radio
or so.
show with, like,
Yeah.
3 hours of content, like, every weekday. It's like,
Yeah.
it's a tall order.
And they're gonna be talking about politics and shit.
Yeah. I could do that. But I
Yeah,
mean,
we know you can.
I'd have to like make a persona. I'd become a pundit.
The next Alex Jones.
Nobody
The
can
Wookiee
beat
stand.
Alex Jones,
They
though.
cannot.
Yeah.
He's a crazy man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but before we get too far into it,
thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next week.